It was one of those monumental storms that come sometimes to the high plains. A rugged old-time cowboy was driving his camioneta along a range fence, scanning the landscape for signs of the cattle. Suddenly he saw them, a herd of about 150 head of cattle piled up against the fence in a desperate attempt to keep out of the wind. And as he got closer, he could see that they were dead. He walked among the carcasses, shaking his head and muttering, "Poor bastards, they froze to death trying to get out of the wind." Then he continued on his way, thinking about how this was the 4th or 5th time in his life he'd seen something like this happen during a winter storm. He stopped and sat on a nearby fence post to watch the swirling snow and reflect on the events of the past few days. The story goes that he was an old hand at reading the skies, and he knew when a storm was coming long before it arrived. He'd seen a lot of storms in his day, but this one was a real humdinger. All his life he had worked cattle ranches where winter storms took a heavy toll among the herds. Freezing rains whipped across the prairies. Howling, bitter winds piled snow into enormous drifts. Temperatures dropped quickly to below 0 degrees. Flying ice cut into the flesh. And in this maelstrom of nature's violence, most cattle would turn their backs to the icy blast and slowly drift downwind, mile upon mile. Finally, intercepted by a boundary fence, they would pile against the barrier and die by the scores. But not the Herefords, no sir. He said the Herefords were different. They would head into the wind and stand shoulder to shoulder, facing the storm's blast. You most always found the Herefords alive and well, said the cowboy. And with that, he concluded the greatest lesson he ever learned on the prairies was just to face life's storm.